Thank you for joining me once again. Today, probably no surprise, we're doing more Jeep stuff. Come along with me on this adventure. See if we can get it fixed. Alright, so recently I drained the gas tank, or 99% of it, siphoned it all out, put in some fresh premium 92 octane, if it matters, I don't know. We also did the oil, brand new oil. I started it up and it still has that clunking and clinking sound. While I'm here, I actually want to look at the electronic system a little bit. I'm going to pull the distributor cap, make sure it's all clean inside, and maybe I'll pull all the plugs. Alright, so I'm going to start with the distributor. You can see, was it this guy? I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty rusted, or corrosion or something, but this guy is nice and clean, shiny. I don't know. So that's my first clue that, hey, maybe some moisture got inside. If the contacts are weird or messy, then one of the cylinders ain't firing right. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm just guessing because it idles just fine, but it sounds like it's stumbling at the same time. I like to do the easiest things first and then work my way to the harder things. So this is the easy, 2 screws. Take it off, clean it, put it back together. Then I'll probably pull the plugs. Okay, pretty easy. And leave all the wires on. I just want to flip it over and look. Am I supposed to have a seal on this though? You know, all the way around, like a rubber seal? I don't see one. It looks pretty good until you start zooming in. Yeah, if you see that, whoa, yeah. Stuff like that can definitely cause some spark issues. Glad I'm starting here. Go ahead and clean that up. I'll rip off each of these and make sure they're all cleaned up. One of the things you could do is put like dielectric grease in each one of these, so get a little bit more connectivity, electronically speaking, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I really kind of want to look into this seal thing. I'm pretty certain we're supposed to have a seal there. Like a giant O-ring or something. I mean, maybe I could just put like a thin bead of silicone or something, but heading into winter, I know more moisture's around the corner, so let's clean that up. Perfect. Like new, but it's not. So what I did was I took it, cleaned up all the crap off of it. Now the contacts here, I don't know if you can really see, but look at how much better those guys are looking. I went all the way around. First I used some electronics cleaner, and it kind of worked. It got some of the crusty crap off of it. I really didn't want to do this, but it wasn't really having the effect I wanted. So I grabbed just a little piece of some 240 or some really high grit sandpaper and just barely just went in there just to clean up some of that. You could do that, you know, if you're real careful. You don't want to take any of the metal off. You just cleaning it is all we're doing here. So, you know, I'm pretty impressed with these. Kids got these Posca markers. The dark ones, you know, like red and white, and the high contrast ones, they really work out pretty well. I like that. So, invest in a cheap pack of these and you'll be good to go. Throw it in your toolbox. Alright, cap's back on. Got all my numbers. I'm really tempted to pull all the plugs just to look at them, just to see what's going on in there. And one thing, this happens all the time, I don't know. If you go to pull this, if you just grab on it and, you know, you're shaking it around, you're trying to get it to loosen up and you pull it, that kind of thing happens. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. It's kind of a headache to fix. So, you know what? Now I get to show you how to fix that. Alright, so here we are on the bench. Got our little wire. This is the main issue here we have. So this actually plugs into the spark plug, and this wraps around on the inside there. Now, spark plug wires are actually pretty simple. There's only one little wire. That's all it is. It's just one. It's not even a wire. I'm not sure what it's made out of. It's like a weird fiberglass type of material or something. But anyways, what you got to do is remove the boot. Well, you got to pull the boot back this way, shove the wire out, clean it all up, get some pliers in here, and you have to open this up here. These two little things, be very careful. You cannot break this. If you do, whole thing's garbage. Or you have to go salvage this from another plug wire that you got laying around. But the band here is the one that goes over the spark plug itself. So try not to mix that up. I'll show you. Alright, so there we go. Just kind of wiggle it, just grab the boot and then grab the wire, just feed it through. Yeah, you can even see right there. Just gets folded over, and then you put the metal thing back on, pull the boot back around. Okay, so just use your assortment of tools, and you got it all back together again. Now keep in mind, this is pretty weak metal. It's some kind of weird, like a aluminum or tin or something cheap, but that means you only get a couple of folds with it, so a couple of bends. And then if one of these tabs breaks off, then of course it's not going to hold it right, and then like I said, then you got to get a new wire or new parts of other wires. Then you just essentially pull it back on and shove that back in there, and you're good to go. See? Working our way down the line. Sometimes I found it's easier, since we already know the boot will move the boot, and then it exposes all of this. Work your way in there with some pliers. These are actually really great round tip pliers, slightly at an angle. They definitely help out. Lock right in and pull. This way you don't really see that. It came out all together. You're all good to go. I tried to pull it from beginning, but then that's where we're running into it's ripping it out. So all right, all the plugs are out. So the spark plugs take a 5/8, and it's supposed to be a special one where it has like a rubber insert in there, so that when you're twisting it doesn't like move around, or you don't risk cracking it or breaking the plug. But it also helps out, like when you pull out it, the rubber seal will have it'll hold on to the spark plug, so you don't have to go digging for it. I do not have that, but it's okay. Just got to be careful. And there they are. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way up to 1. They are looking black. Lots of black, so that tells me there's a lot of fuel going through, or maybe some of the injectors are stuck open or something. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and clean every single one of them. This is a super fast way of cleaning them. Get yourself a wire brush. Since you got wire bits flying around, make sure to wear some goggles or glasses or something, but makes quick work. Make them all nice and shiny in no time. Just like new. And about 3 minutes later, just wanted to show you the before and after here. Of course, the threads don't really matter. It does look nice, but what we're really after is the inside parts here. We want the electrode and, you know, all that fancy stuff in there, nice and clean again. These ones, I believe, are copper electrode. They wear out pretty good. There are some upgrades you can get. You can get iridium, but those ones actually have a less electrical connectivity, so like less spark, but they last almost forever. So you trade off, you know. It's like, you know what, the copper ones are going to burn out, but they have an awesome burn, good spark, or iridium. I did try the iridium ones a few years back. It was okay. It was all right, but I did notice it didn't have that up and go, you know, like I expected. So I went back to the copper ones, and everything's fine. So, I mean, they're cheaper too. I mean, the iridium ones, I think they're like $7 or $8 a piece. Times 6, that's a lot of spark plug. Versus these, what are they, like $2 or $3 a piece? Yeah, so go with the coppers. I mean, that's what I do, especially when you're just driving a beat up XJ. But all right, they're brand new again. Now, I've already gone through and looked at these sizes here. For standard, it's just a 0.35. Now, most of these out of the box, or all of them, they should already be properly gapped. But with heat and expansion and moving and whatnot, this little metal thing can go up or down and move around. Of course, you don't want it too close, because then there's no gap for a spark, you know, then you got no ignition, you know, no sparking. If it's too far away, then then it's too big of a jump. And all the plugs are back. All the plugs are in. Installation is the reverse of disassembly, I guess, right? So make sure you hear the click sound when you push these in. It's like click, and then you can slide your boot back over. All these too, make sure they're all clicked into place, all your numbers are right, and we're good. All right, now it's all put back together. Let's drive 5-10 minutes, see if I could swoosh around some of the oil. Hope that makes it sound better. Nice and quiet. Guess that's what fixed it. Just had to drive it a little bit. Sweet. Wow, really quiet now. Oh man, you don't know how happy I am. Know that the motor's all nice and fine, and I just had to move around the oil, I guess, and it's a good thing I pulled the plugs and the cap and all that. With my little joyride, the brakes are extremely squishy, so I'm going to go through in future videos, empty the lines. I did check the coolant level, and everything seems to be running fine. My heater even works great, so that's awesome. But I know a couple of years or so of sitting, I've got to replace all that, so that's next up on the list. Also coming soon, I've got some upper control arms. Maybe I can fix my angle here, because I'm starting to run out of some tread. Just on the outside. Yeah, just on the front ones too. So that tells me it's gonna be something with the arms. But yeah, got a few things coming up soon. Let me know in the comments if you want to see the arms, or the coolant, or the brakes, or something else. Maybe something like some more fog lights, or I don't know.